shall celebrate poetry. Nowhere but on the earth, we shall celebrate poetry through a cross-national reading webinar. Many people enjoy reading poetry, but they may not realize that poetry can also increase empathy and understanding of others. Actually, as we listen to poetry recited to us, we are exposed to the innermost thoughts and feelings of the poet. We see the world through their eyes, and in so doing, we develop a greater understanding and respect for the diversity of a human experience. This is what we are going to experience now, tonight, on this occasion, on this webinar. Thank you very much from the bottom of my heart for your presence, all of you. And let us start with the language of poetry, away from other words. We shall begin with Mr. Brian Turner with the letter of B in the English alphabet. Let me tell you a little about his literary CV, let's say. Brian Turner, born in California in 1967. He is an American poet, essayist, and professor. He has a memoir, My Life as a Foreign Country, and 2 collections of poetry, Here, Bullet. It's a war poetry. And Phantom Noise. I think also it's a war poetry. With 3 volumes recently issued at the Alice James Books in 2023. He's the editor of The Kiss and co-edited The Strangest of Theaters. He lives in Florida with his dog, Dee. He taught English in South Korea for a year and traveled to Russia and the United Arab Emirates and Japan. Let me repeat this short bio to our Arab colleagues. براين تانا ولد في كاليفورنيا في عام 1967، شاعر أمريكي وكاتب وأستاذ جامعي. صدر له كتاب مذكرات بعنوان حياتي كدولة أجنبية، ومجموعتان من الشعر هما هنا أيتها الرصاصة وضوضاء وهمية، وهما يعدان من شعر الحرب، إضافة إلى 3 كتب صدرت مؤخرا في عام 2023 في دار جيمس للطباعة، أليس جيمس للطباعة والنشر، بهجة جموح بأشياء جموح، وداعا قصيدة العالم، ودليل الفلاح الميت. حرر كتاب القبلة وشارك في تحرير كتاب شعراء يكتبون عبر الحدود. يعيش في فلوريدا مع كلبه دين. سافر إلى كوريا الجنوبية، عمل هناك مدرسا لمدة عام، ثم سافر إلى روسيا والإمارات العربية المتحدة واليابان. Yes. Now, Tana, the floor is all yours.
Thank you so much, Hussein, and Philippe, it's good to see you. Good to see everyone here. Sohail, thank you so much for carrying these words over into Arabic. It's what a gift to do such a thing. It's very kind.
You're very welcome.
And just one second, I'll reach over here. I have Philia's book here with me too, which is wonderful to see. So congratulations, Philia, such hard work, and to have it out in the world. It's a beautiful thing. But Sohail, I'll do my best to read it in English, but I can't wait to hear it in Arabic and to see what you've done with the verses. And it's wonderful to share a poem with you.
Nice, interesting.
This poem is called Paper Lanterns. We lift our hands into the bandit light at dusk and let go, as each lantern wobbles on the air before the invisible carries it into the heliotrope of twilight. It is something to see, this quiet fleet of prayer rising into darkness. And it's not unlike the weather balloons a man once filled with helium, tethered to a lawn chair, a fragile airship he built to enter the sublime, ascending into the atmosphere before floating over the Pacific at 15,000 feet. In Japan, Yoshikazu Suzuki followed his lead, departing from Lake Biwa, where I once stood before the gravestone of Matsuo Basho, hoping it might help me in the creation of my own haibun. I have no way of knowing what Suzuki may have been thinking. He was last spotted 500 miles out over the ocean, never to be seen again, though I imagine him still up there, coasting on the trade winds, witness to the sun and moon, clouds pluming in great anvil heads of rain, nights stunned by tree-shaped voltages of lightning. And just as Suzuki begins to despair of his solitude, slow-moving flocks of light rise up to greet him. All our earthly prayers sent from the midnight shores of our lives, and Suzuki, an old man now, drifting over the curving sphere he knows by heart, cries into his weathered hands, cries at the sweetness of it all.
Nice.
Very nice.
Wonderful. Thank you for sharing that with us.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now, our next speaker, our next speaker will be the translator of this poem, Mr. Suhail Najm. Dear friend Suhail, please, would you please tell us something about yourself, please?
Oh, okay.
Tell us about the books you have It's a long list.
Yeah, okay. I translated some American and English poets like Teddy Hughes, Brian Patton, the British, and also sorry, I sometimes forget some names. Also, I translated some collections of English poetry and American poetry into Arabic.
Yeah, I have some gentle reminder.
Yeah.
Here. Yeah.
Sohail is being shy, I think, or humble
because
spends so much. He's done and all kinds of stuff, and he has so many books of his own.
He's humble, but it's a long list of translations. Let me read just a short. His books of poetry include Breaking the Phrase, Your Carpenter of Life, No Paradise Outside the Window, and Black Paradise. His poems appeared in Atlanta Review, Sequence Magazine, Massachusetts Review, and some literary websites. He had translated books of poetry, novels, and criticism, books of criticism from English to Arabic, including such authors as Teddy Hughes, Nikos Jose Saramago, Billy Collins, Charles Simic, and Brian Patton. He also translated 3 collections of poetry by Iraqi poets into English, along with 2 anthologies, Flowers of the Flame and Stars Songs. This is just a short bio of Mr. Suhail Najm. Now, please, Suhail Najm, it's your turn to make us enjoy the poem of Mr. Suhail.
Sorry, there was a cut. Hello, Dr. Hussein? You hear me? I can't hear you, sorry.
We hear you, Mr. Najm.
Yeah.
Yes. We can hear you, all of us. Mr. Suhail, yes, go ahead.
Okay. It's my pleasure to read my translation to the poem of my friend Brian Turner. فوانيس ورقية، نرفع أيدينا في النور المتركز عند الغسق، ونطلقها تتذبذب كما الفوانيس في الهواء، قبل أن يحملها اللامرئي إلى النجوم الزرق عند الشفق. إنه شيء يستحق المشاهدة، هذا الأسطول الهادئ من الصلاة التي تسمو في الظلمة، وهي لا تختلف عن بالونات الطقس التي ملأها رجل بالهيليوم ذات مرة، مربوطة بكرسي في المرج. صنعها منطادا هشا ليهرب من حيقظاء. Okay, the connection?
Okay. It's okay. Yeah.
وينجرف فوق المحيط الهادئ على ارتفاع 15,000 قدم. في اليابان اتبع يوشيكازو سوزوكي خطاه مغادرا من بحيرة بيوا، حيث وقفت مرة أمام قبر ماتسو باشتو آملا أن يساعدني بطريقة ما على إتقان فن الهايبنو. لا أعرف بماذا كان سوزوكي يفكر. شوهد آخر مرة على بعد 500 ميل فوق الماء، ولم يره أحد مرة أخرى، مع أنني أتخيله لا يزال هناك في الأعلى يبحر على الرياح التجارية، شاهدا على الشمس والقمر. الغيوم تتساقط متباهية في مطر مدرار، والليالي في دهشة من البرق الذي اتخذ شكل شجرة. ومثلما يبدأ سوزوكي باليأس من عزلته، هي ذي أسراب من الضوء البطيئة تنهض لتحييه. صلواتنا الأرضية تبعث من شواطئ منتصف الليل بحياتنا، وسوزوكي العجوز الآن ينجرف فوق الكرة المنحنية التي يعرفها عن ظهر قلب، يصرخ بيديه الملوحتين بالشمس، يصرخ من جمال كل شيء. شكرا جزيلا. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you, Mrs. Suhail.
Nice.
We have enjoyed listening to poetry of Mr. Turner in English and in Arabic. Let us welcome together David Sullivan. I'd like to hand over to David Sullivan for more reading of poetry. And let me tell you a little about his poetry. And it's a short bio because they're humble. They don't like to show off or to tell others that they have done great works, but actually they have done great works and a lot of works that people can enjoy, and they can sublime works actually. Yes. David Sullivan, PhD in journalism and mass media, is the author of the poetry collections Strong-Armed Angels in 2008, Every Seed of the Pomegranate in 2012, a book of co-translation book of co-transition with Abbas Kadhim from Arabic of the Iraqi Adnan Asayr. Actually, Adnan Asayr is from Najaf, in fact. Bombs have not breakfasted yet. And Black Ice in 2015. His chapbook, Tailwing, which was issued in 2016, won the Mary Ballard Poetry Chapbook Prize. Black Butterflies over Baghdad was selected for the Hillary Tham Capital Collection of Tim Siebels and published by WordWorks. He teaches at Cabrillo College, where he edits the Porter Gulf Review. He lives in Santa Cruz, California, with his love, the historian Sherry Baki, and their two children, Jules and Amina Bariwa. David, please take the floor. Well, waiting. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the introduction. Realize I should update the bio. My daughter is 18 and spending the year for son, union activist in Minnesota, and is 21. So they no longer live with me, but it's still kind of wonderful. This is the most recent book that got published. Black Butterflies Over Baghdad is about Iraq, U.S. invasion, and includes co-translations I did. I don't speak any Arabic with the poets or speaking French, no English well, including Faliha Singh. And I'm just going to read the first poem from the collection called Mosul Birthday. And it's based on a photograph that an Iraqi sent me. She actually did not tell me where it was from, and I couldn't get more information, but sometimes it's useful not to know more and just speculate. And Faliha, thank you so much for being willing to translate this poem into Arabic. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for sending it to me.
Mosul Birthday. Come to these rooms, festooned with light. See how they remove the roof, most of the walls? Birthday streamers are draped high enough to avoid entanglement. And balloons bounce in winds. The blast popped only a few. Pull one down. See how long you and your documentary crew can keep it aloft. The floor cracked plates could cut your feet. Even the body counts well hidden, except from those who knew their names, accepted a mock birthday invitation. Where's the boy who was born on this day? He's that mark on the far wall beneath the black balloon. Never knew what hit him. Elegant to have those who would have mourned hardest die with him.
Interesting. So nice.
Very interesting. Very interesting. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah. Thank you very much. Now, Faliha Hassan, you have translated this poem into Arabic.
Yes, I did.
I'm not going to introduce you because you will have your role to read your poetry, and at that time, and I will be panting to read your bio. So I will let it to you to read the list of your books, if you don't mind.
Thank you. ديفيد سيلفان شاعر ومدرس في كلية كابريلو، حائز على جائزة ماري بلارتشبوك الشعرية من مجاميعه الشعرية الملائكة القوية المسلحة، كل بذور الرمان، الثلج الأسود، فراشة سوداء على بغداد. شارك مع الدكتور عباس كاظم في ترجمة مجموعة الشاعر العراقي عدنان الصائغ القنابل لم تفطر بعد. يحرر هو وطلبته المجلة الأدبية بورتر جلوج ريفيو. والآن سأقرأ ترجمتي لقصيدة عيد ميلاد في الموصل. تعالي إلى هذه الغرف المزينة بالضوء، يا ترى كيف أزال سقوفها ومعظم الجدران؟ أشرطة زينة عيد الميلاد مرفوعة عاليا بما يكفي لتجنب تشابكها، والبالونات تترنح في مهب الريح. ها قد انفجر أحدها قليلا، فسحب واحدا منها نحو الأسفل. يا ترى كم احتجت من الوقت أنت وطاقم فيلمك الوثائقي كي تبقيه عاليا؟ يمكن للأرض المتشققة أن تجرح قدميك، حتى عدد الجثث سيبقى مخفيا ما عدا من عرفت أسماءهم. لبت أمل دعوة عيد الميلاد. أين الصبي الذي ولد في هذا اليوم؟ إنه تلك العلامة على الجدار البعيد تحت ذلك البالون الأسود. لم أكن أعلم ما الذي أصابه. من الرائع أن تجعل أولئك الذين حزنوا عليه بشدة يموتون.
Thank you very much, dear friend فريحة حسن.
ممكن أقترح شيء واحد؟
Yes.
عفوا، اللي ما عنده قراءة ممكن يسوي ميوت لأن الصوت قاعد يأثر. أي والله.
أي فعلا اللي ما عنده قراءة يعني يقدر يسوي ميوت من يمه رجاء. أوكي، حتى نقدر نستمتع بالشعر. Now فريحة, thank you for your transition, for your wonderful transition. And as we have said at the beginning that we are going to make the languages our judge, it's your turn now to read your poetry.
Okay.
Tell us a little about yourself, please.
Oh, no, I'm okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's okay without introduction. Yes.
Yeah, it's okay. Because I know you, all of you,
yes,
my friends.
you are the friend of all.
Okay. I'm a poet from Iraq. That's it.
No, come on.
Yeah,
you're much more now. You can't get away with that. You're much more than that.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to read first of all my poem, When I Drink Tea in New Jersey, in English language. Then I'm going to read it in Arabic language, if that's okay.
Yeah. So you are going, you self-transition.
Yeah. No, actually, I did write the poem in English language first.
And then I translated it into Arabic. So it's a self-transition.
Yeah, but from English. Yeah. When I drink tea in New Jersey, like a girl who writes poetry about a boy she has never seen, my day sits with all this disappointment, counting her fleeting moments. I remember my mother using the smell of onions to shed her tears in the kitchen for the absence of my father, who climbing his life war by war. Whenever he wore his military belt, he wished that war was just an old shoe. He could take it off whenever he liked, and he didn't need to think of fixing it at the cobbler's shop. I remember my brother who asked in his letters, when will the war understand that we are not good at dealing with that? I remember us 40 years ago. We were kids, very much kids, with colorful clothes and hearts. It was enough for us to see a balloon drown in a big laughter. I remember all this now when I drink my tea and practice my loneliness. وأنا أشرب الشاي في نيوجيرسي مثل فتاة تكتب الشعر عن فتى لم تره من قبل ولو مرة واحدة. تجلس أيامي بكل هذه الخيل، تعد لحظاتها الهاربة دون أن تمل العد. وأنا في يومي العادي هذا أتذكر أمي وكيف كانت تتحجج برائحة البصل، تذرف دموعها في المطبخ لغياب أبي الذي تسلق حياته حربا على حرب، وكلما ارتدى نطاقه تمنى لو أن الحرب مجرد بصال قديم يخلعه متى يشاء، ولا يفكر بتصليحه عند إسكافي البلدة. أتذكر أخي الذي كنا نقرأ في رسائله التي لم تصلنا كاملة مرة واحدة: متى تفهم الحرب بأننا لا نصلح للموت؟ أتذكرنا قبل 40 عاما أطفالا جدا بملابس وقلوب ملونة، تكفينا تلويحة بالون كي نغرق في الضحك. أتذكر كل هذا يوميا وأنا أتدرب على غربتي. شكرا.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. You've been very cooperative by reading your poem, by sparing me efforts to read your bio. It's a long list and tiring bio. Thank you again. And now, let's welcome Raida Jirjis. Where are you, Raida Jirjis? Where are you?
Thank you.
Please, yeah, come along, please. The stage is yours now.
Thank you. There is someone crying. I'm sad.
Oh, how is it? Oh no. I don't know. Oh. بس اريد رائدة شوي. Just a minute, please. Yeah, Mr. Sit Raida. I think we can hear you now.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You are going to read your poem in English and Arabic.
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone. This is Raida, Iraqi lady and poet from Iraq. It is an honor for me to having me here this evening. My poem today. Thanks a lot.
It's ours. Thank you. Yeah.
My poem is about Iraq. Iraq, the dignity. Iraq, the love. Iraq, O land of ancient lore, where empires rose and fell before. Your desert sands and verdant plain are a witness to both joys and pains. Your people proud and strong, they stand in desert of the shifting sands. Their hearts blaze with passion true for love of country old and new. From Mosul to Basra, they unite in struggle first for what is right. With courage bold and steadfast will, their love for Iraq they do fulfill. O Iraq, your beauty rare is matched only by the love you bear for all who call your for all who call your borders home, and for the world beyond you roam. May peace and love forever reign in Iraq, your heart sustain, and may your people ever be blessed with love and always free. Thank you. تحبون ترجمة متواضعة؟
Okay, let's خلينا نستمتع بالترجمة. Let's enjoy your transition.
Okay, أني أكون شغوفة وأتشرف لو أنال حق الترجمة.
Okay. خلينا نستمع للترجمة بصوتك الجميل.
شكرا. عراق أرض الكرامة، عراق أرض الحب، عراق يا أرض التراث، القوة، التاريخ والتقاليد، مهد ولحد الإمبراطوريات، القواحل والسهول الخضراء، شاهد على أفراحك وأتراحك، فخورون أهلك برسوخك ضد الغدر والهجمات، قلوبهم مشعة بوله وثبات، إيثاراً لحبك يا عراق، لحب الوطن. من الموصل إلى البصرة يد واحدة، لإحقاق الحق ضد الطغيان متارس، يا عراق يا لجمالك النادر، يا عراق لا يضاهيك إلا حبك، لكل من يسعى لحدودك وطناً، عليك وعلى شعبك الحب والسلام، عش يا عراق حراً كريماً. شكراً.
Thank you very much indeed. Thank you for your contribution.
Thanks a lot.
We have enjoyed listening to these both two poems, one in English and the other, although it's the same, but you know that translation is also a poem by itself.
Right.
That's what I think.
You are right.
But it takes a lot from the original poem. The translation takes a lot from, but it's not exactly the same. It has its own soul, a mixture of souls. In fact, now I don't know whether Mr. William Peters is there. We are waiting to enjoy listening to his poetry. William.
Good evening, or good evening, good morning to everyone.
It's morning there, I see.
Yeah, it's morning here.
Morning.
Or actually, it's afternoon. It's afternoon here. 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Enjoy your day. Your day. And let us enjoy with you your poetry, please.
Okay. First of all, I'd like to thank you and Leha for facilitating this and be a part of this and meeting all the other faces and a couple of people I've seen before, like David and Brian. But it's just an honor to be here. The poem I'm going to read is from my book, Morocco Love, which was translated into Arabic by Nizar Sartawi. So I want to give him credit for that because, as you said, translation is so important. And this book was inspired in my visit to Morocco back in 2016. And so here we go. It's titled Liberate Me. My ignorance stands before me in the wilderness, like a baby trying to be fed, for its hunger is consuming its reason. Screaming to be heard that it may be seen and taken up to mother's breast and be nursed to believe the way is known. Who has traveled this path and cometh back to tell where one should tread? Where are the anointed ones who penned letters of the conduct with which we should adhere? Who knows the algorithms that can untie these knots that bind my spirit to finite things? If I look through the prism betwixt the real and the illusion, shall I understand the way to my liberation? Will the flowers smell the same as they have in my fleeting moments of awakenedness? Will the sun be blinding when I look upon the full embodiment of its glory? Or shall I be the brilliant one that obliterates all shadows? What be this knowing thing that eats away at my passivities? Lost my place, sorry. What is this incessant itch I have that robs me of any sustaining solace? And who is it that manufactures my peace save I? It is I who possesses the key. Then I must unlock my grandeur and thus embrace that wonder that untethers me from dead and dying things. Then and only then will I be liberated in peace.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Nice.
Very nice indeed. Faria Hassan, please. Would you please read the translation as you have promised?
Of course, yeah, it's my honor and my pleasure. to read the translation of
نزار سرطاوي.
Nazar Sartawi from Palestine, and he's living in Jordan right now.
Yes, إنه من فلسطين ويعيش في الأردن الآن. نزار
نعم.
سرطاوي المترجم الفلسطيني. Yeah. Yes, go ahead.
حرريني. هذه القصيدة للشاعر ويليام بيترز، ترجمة نزار سرطاوي من فلسطين. حرريني. جهلي يقف أمامي في البرية مثل رضيع يبكي طالبا الرضاع، وجوعه يستهلك عقله، يصيح كي يسمع وكي يرى ويحمل إلى صدر أمه فترضعه، كي يصدق أن الطريق معروف. من ذا الذي سلك هذا الطريق ويعود الآن ليخبرنا أين على المرء أن يضع قدمه؟ أين هم المصطفون الذين خطوا رسائل في السلوك ينبغي علينا أن نلتزم بها؟ من يعرف الخوارزميات التي يمكن أن تحل هذه العقد التي تشد روحي إلى أشياء متناهية؟ لو نظرت من خلال منشور بين الحقيقة والوهم فهل سأدرك الطريق إلى حريتي؟ هل ستكون رائحة الزهور هي نفسها كما كانت في لحظة اليقظة العابرة؟ هل ستسبب الشمس لي العمى حين أنظر إلى التجسيد الكامل لمجدها؟ أم سأكون ذلك الإنسان المتوهج الذي يمحق الضلال جميعا؟ ماذا عساه يكون هذا الشيء القارض الذي يلتهم حالات سكوني؟ ما هي هذه الحكة المستمرة التي تسلبني كل سلوان يمنحني القوة؟ ومن هو ذاك الذي يصنع سلامي سواي؟ أنا الذي أملك المفتاح، إذن لا بد لي أن أطلق العنان لبهائي، وهكذا أعانق ذلك السحر الذي يحررني من الأشياء التي تحتضر، وحينها سوف أكون حرا. شكرا.
جميل. Thank you very much. شكرا جزيلا ست فديحة حسن. شكرا. Our American colleagues, thank you from the bottom of our hearts. You have moved us along to a fresh world, fresh and vivid, like the morning sun in summer. Now, as we have finished with the English reading of poetry, let's turn now to our Iraqi colleagues, and let's welcome them. They are Imad al-Haydari, Qasim al-Shammari, Kadhim Nasser, Hamad Sa'ad Jabr, and Wahab Sharif. The translation of tonight, the translation of the translator of the Arabic poems will be me. So I'm going to read the translation of these for these five poets. Let's call our friend Imad al-Haydari to the stage and to be the first to read his poetry. What are you, Imad?
مساء الخير.
مساء الخير والعافية.
وسعدتم مساء، وتحية طيبة لكم جميعا أيها الأحبة في هذه الأمسية الشعرية المشتركة، وهي فرصة طيبة للتعارف والتقارب بين شعوب الأرض المحبة للسلام وللمحبة. فشكرا لكم يا من أتحتم لنا هذه الفرصة. سأقرأ نصا بعنوان ما يستحق الحلم، وهو نص ترجمه الصديق الدكتور حسين ناصر عام 2017 ونشر في أكثر من موقع، وهو من مجموعة الأخيرة ثمة قلق. ما يستحق الحلم، بعينين أغرقهما الندى، وجفنين باتا كجناحي فراشة حالمة، أستل لون الصبح خلسة عن أعين الليل، وأؤدي طقوس حلمي الأوحد. هذه خارطة للبراءة، وذاك حقل لاكتناز الربيع. أين أنا؟ يبدو أن مملكتي هي ليست في هذا العالم. أبحث عن سر خبأته مرافئ العائدين إلى أمواجهم الراقصة. أختصر عمرا لا يستجيب للدفء بلحظة انتشاء عارمة. ربما تطأ الرغبة مفاصلي، أو ربما أشتهي لثم البحر، أو لعل أشلائي تسافر في جبل طاعن في الوسط. الماء حورية لا تعرف معنى للهجر. الخضراء آيات رتلتها حنجرة السماء. الوجه وجه حبيبتي. أين أنا وأينك أيتها الجالسة على بعد غيمة من خطايانا العارمة؟ والحب سجال بيننا يغدو ويروح عند بوابة لا تشم فيها رائحة الرصاص. أينك أيتها العصفورة المستريحة على قارعة العشق؟ لا تلوكيني عند ملتقى النجوم حديثا شيقا للوالهين، فهذا صدى أسئلتي يقول إنه عشك الذي تحلم. فأصيح إن مملكتي هي ليست في هذا العالم. الماء لون القصيدة، الخضراء لون أنشده للعالم. الوجه وجه حبيبتي ويعود صداها. إنه عشك الذي تحلم، ولا شيء يستحق الحلم سواك أيها السلام، سواك أيها السلام الجميل. شكرا جزيلا.
شكرا لك يا أستاذ، شكرا لك دكتور عمان، شكرا. Thank you my friend for this enjoyable reading actually. So now let me read the translation of this poem, but before that I'm going to read his bio. Imad al-Haydari, PhD in Arabic literature, born in 1970 in the historical city of Hira in modern Najaf, member of the Union of Iraqi Writers. His literary works, Shades That Do Not Like Ash in 1999, Prayers of Remission, Talking to Her on Her Passing Away to Heaven in 2008, Somewhat Worried in 2017, and Splashes of Phantom. The poem, Worthy to be Dreamt of. With two dewy eyes and two eyelids like the wings of a butterfly, I pick up the color of the dawn, stealthily away from the night's eyes, doing the ceremonies of my single dream. Here is the map of innocence. That is a field replete with the spring. I wonder where I am. Apparently, my kingdom is not here in this world. Searching I am for a mystery hidden in the ports, at which they return to their dancing waves, cutting short an age that doesn't respond to warmth at a moment of ecstasy. A desire in me may have trodden my bones, or it might be a wish to kiss the waves of the sea, or it could be my body traveling through an old mountain love. Water is a nymph that does not know what desertion is. Meadows are verses recited by heaven. That is my beloved's face. I wonder where I am. And you who is sitting in the distance of a cloud from me, with love coming between us, at a gate with no smell of bullets. How to get to you, my sparrow? Resting on the road of love. Don't make of me where the stars meet, an erotic tale talk to the infatuated lovers. This is the echo of my question saying, it's your nest that you are dreaming of. Then I cry, my kingdom is not here in this world. Water has colored the poem. Meadows make a color chanted for the world. That is my beloved's face. There is no echo there. It's your nest you are dreaming of. Nothing is worthy being dreamt of but you, oh charming peace. This is the translation.
شكرا جزيلا.
عفوا.
Thank
Now
you, Mark.
the next poet of tonight is Qasim Al-Shimmari. Qasim Al-Shimmari, are you there? قاسم مساء الخير والعافية. أهلا وسهلا. Hello.
شكرا جزيلا.
Nice to see your face. It's a long time. We haven't met. لم نلتقي منذ وقت طويل. صديقي قاسم الشمري. لنستمع لقراءتك.
شكرا جزيلا على هذا شكرا جزيلا على هذه الاصدار الجميله وحفل كل الحاضرين وكل من يشاهد هذا البث المباشر وهذه الأمسية الرائعة. هذه فرصة لتلاقي الحضارات حقيقة ومعرفة الثقافات الأخرى ومعرفة المبدعين من ثقافات أخرى ومن ثقافتنا في مجال الترجمة. على كل نبدأ بقراءة القصيدة بعنوان حماقات. تقول: ماذا تفعل؟ لا شيء، فقط أقوم ببعض الحماقات التي تجعل الحياة ممكنة التحمل. مثلا أحشو الوقت بخراب مقفى فأستند على الريح كنبي مصلوب بآيته وأنا أشاهد آثار الحروب على جسدي. أحلم وأحيانا أبعثر أحلاما مكدورة تعكس عمري شيبة فأجلس على حافة الزمن كفيلسوف أضاع حكمته. أستمع إلى أغاني وطنية بأن أشاهد معها نشرة الأخبار وخطاب الملك، فلا أشد على المرء من أن تعلمه الجيفة معنى الحياة. أطارد وجوه نساء ليست مألوفة لكن جراحها مألوفة، فأعود يملأني فراغ مطبق كملك وحيد في رقعة الشطرنج. أبدد الوقت مع طفلتي إذ تطلب مني أن أروي لها حكاية الوردة المرفعة للمرة العاشرة تواليا، وأعيدها بكل نشوة البدايات. أحاول ألا أنظر كثيرا إلى السماء ولا أنتظر منها شيء، فالموتى وحدهم من يحلقون في السقف والأموات لا يخطئون. أغازل ضلع المستقيم وأنا أراها تنظف الزجاج بجريدة تحمل قصيدتي الجديدة. ألتحف بذكريات دافئة كدفء حكايات أمي التي كانت تنام دائما قبل أن تكمل الحكاية، وأحاول أن لا أسرف في نفس الذكريات شيء نخترعه لنقنع الموت بوجودنا. أرتدي وجها رزينا وأحاول أن أحمل قلقي كجندي في ساحة المعركة يساعد زميله المصاب، وكلاهما يعرف أنه سيعبر إلى الضفة الأخرى من العالم. فأرقص رقصة جنائزية وأثبت أطرافي بأركان النساء. السماء والأرض كحجري رحى وأنا ما بينهما لا أساوي حبة قمح، وأسأل الله عن طريقة لإنهاء هذه الكذبة غير الموت، فتأتيني الإجابة دائما في كتابة الشعر. حياكم.
شكرا جزيلا أستاذ قاسم. وأظني لقد أضحت القطعة من الورقة التي كتبت عليها يعني المقدمة عن حضرتك. ما أدري يعني تحت ركام وبالعجلة، تعرف الوضع الذي أنا فيه الآن. أنا يعني قمت بإعداد كل شيء وحدي. Okay, شكرا جزيلا. I'm going to read the translation of this poem by Qasim al-Shammari. The title of the poem is Follies. What are you doing? Nothing, but some follies to make life durable. Like what? Like stuffing time with rhymed nonsense. Then, like a prophet crucified by his verses, I lean onto the wind, staring at the traces of the letters on my body, to dream and sometimes to play with deserted dreams that it reflects my days as they pass out through my gray hairs, sitting at the brink of time like a philosopher who has lost his wisdom, listening to patriotic songs that turn the country to a mere folly. So away from my mother's insistence on listening to the news and the king's speech, for nothing is more severe for one than taking wisdom from the trash of life. I start chasing women with unfamiliar faces but familiar wounds. Again, like a lonely king on the chessboard, I return filled with absolute emptiness, dawdling away my time as my daughter asks me to retell for the 10th time the tale of the square flower. And I do with eager delight, as if for the first time, trying not to glance up at the sky too often, nor expect anything from it. For only the dead do stare at ceilings, and they do never upgrow. I flirted with my angelic rib as she was cleaning window with a paper with my new poem on it. Wrapped I was by warm memories, as warm as my mother's tales, which she has never completed before she falls to sleep. I try then not to overdust my memories, for they are something we have invented to persuade death that we exist. Under my calm face, I hide my worry, like a soldier in the battlefield, helping his wounded comrade, though both know he will pass over to the other bank of the world. We have invented to persuade death that we exist. Under my calm face, I hide my worry, like a soldier in the battlefield, helping his wounded comrade, though both now he will pass over to the other bank of the world. I do a funeral dance, fixing my limbs onto the edges of the sky, thinking the earth and the sky as a grinding mill, and I am less than a little wheat grain in between, looking for a way out other than death to finish this lie. Here comes an answer that it is by writing poetry. Thank you. Thank you very much. شكرا جزيلا أستاذ قاسم، and شكرا للمترجم.
شكرا أستاذ الترجمة الرائعة، شكرا جزيلا.
الله يسلمك، شكرا. Now we are expecting كاظم ناصر. كاظم ناصر.
نعم. مساء الخير، مساء الورد على الجميع.
سهلا.
مقطع من بعنوان أمل. ما بين الوردة والعطر ألغاز يعلمها الراسخ في الحب أو من دغدغه العشق. ما بين الوصل وبين الهجر دموع ورسائل شوق. ما بين الحب وبين الصبر آهات صليب وبقايا من نصب الحرية وشظايا قداس. لا يحيا الناس بلا خبز، يا إنجيل سئمنا الصبر، فبين الحب وبين الوصل وبين الورد وبين العطر ينهض مبتسما أملي، ويكاد القلب يلامسه في حلمي، ليس سوى وطني، في عمري ليس سواك عراق. شكرا جزيلا.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Kadam. Now the translation of Kadam Nasser. He was born in Basra in the south of Iraq in 1964. Current town is Najaf. Retired police officer, currently a lawyer. Issued a joint collection of poetry with two other poets, Beautiful Losses, member of the Union of Iraqi Writers. Let me read the poem entitled Hope. Between a flower and attar, perfume, mysteries known to no one but those deep in love or those tickled by infatuation. Between relationship and deception, tears, letters of eagerness. Between love and long suffering, sighs of a cross, fragments of a religious ceremony, and the remains of the statute of liberty. People can't live without bread. Oh, the Bible. We've got sick of long suffering. For between love and relationship, flowers and attar, my hope goes up high with a smile, and my heart almost closed. In my dream, nothing but my home country. In my age, nothing but you, Iraq. Thank you very much. The stage now is to the other poet, Muhammad Saad Jabr, with his suffering for the loss of his brother, scaffolded, hanged during the previous regime. He was the martyr of his faith. So let's listen to the suffering of Muhammad Saad Jabr in Arabic, then in English. Muhammad Saad Jabr, please go ahead.
نعم، السلام عليكم.
نحن نستمع. عليكم السلام ورحمة الله. نحن نستمع إليك.
السلام ورحمة الله. أهلا وسهلا.
تحية حب وتقدير لكل الذين ساهموا بإنجاح هذه القراءات والتواصل بيننا. تحية وتقدير للأستاذ الدكتور حسين ناصر.
شكرا جزيلا.
ذات يوم أرسلوا فجرا لأمي ورقة، كتبوا احضروا فورا دون ما أي اعتذار، دون ما أي كلام أو قرار. لم أكن أعرف شيئا حينها أن أمي جد كانت قلقة، إذ رأت امرأة لي في ختام الورقة. حملوها نحو مستشفى قريب، وأنين خافت، ثم أصداء نحيب يتوارى في المدى دون مجيب. وأنا أين أنا؟ خلف بوابات سجن مغلقة، وشبابيك صغار شوهت ضوء النهار، ثم جدران تعرت بالندى، وحروف ما لها غير صدى، وعناوين كثيرة، ثم أسماء وذكرى، وأثرت سطرا وسطرا. فعلي خط حرفا لم يقل اسم الحبيبة، إنني أعدم فجرا فوداعا يا حبيبة. وصلاح خط في ركن صغير، قطعوا كف قنال وسمير، وزنوا ليلا ببشرى فوداعا إنني أعدم فجرا. ثم في الركن بقايا من شعر، ودماء لطخت اسم سحر، ومواعيد عناوين شعارات كثيرة. فهنا لائحة قد وهت أحرفها، زانها 1000 شهيد وشهيد، إنني أحفظها عن ظهر قلب، خطها شيخ كبير وذهب. منذ 10 كان في هذا المكان، قبل أن يرحل صوب النهروان. يا رمال النهروان، يا رميم الشهداء، يا بقايا العنفوان، إننا نعبد ما لا يعبدون، إننا نعبد ما لا يعبدون، إننا نعبد ما لا يعبدون، إننا نعمل ما لا يعملون، إنهم هم قادمون. أيها العمر أتانا القتلة، أيها الليل أتانا السفلة، من ترى يمضي لسيف المقصلة؟ وقع أقدام وأصوات سلاح، همهمات ودوي وظنون، إنهم هم قادمون، طرقوا الباب بعنف، طرقوا القلب بعنف، مثل أشباح المنايا قدموا، بسياط وعصي وحديد، وإذا نحن حيارى بينهم، ضمنا في الركن محراب جديد، كم تدافعنا إليه وبكينا كلنا بين يديه، وإذا سيدهم يستلني من زحام الصابرين، من زحام الخائفين، فنهضت مثل مسمار وقفت، أخرجوني من هناك، من سجون الكلمات، من دموع الكلمات، لأرى وجه الحياة، ومشيت ومشى الموت معي وخطاه، يا وقع خطاه، مثل سكين تحدت أضلعي، حرس يحمل قيدا وسلاح، وعلى شاربه بعض طعام، نتن حد الزكام، قذر ينهش رأسا أشعثا لما عزيت به منذ شهر، وقميص قطعت أزراره مثل قمصان البغايا والغجر. قال اخلع، قلت ماذا؟ قال اخلع، صارخا بي صرخة دوت بأركان المكان، يا صحابي لا أمان، وخلعت، ثم قال اخلع، خلعت، ثم قال اخلع، تلفت يمينا وشمالا حائر الطرف كسيرا وجلست، قلت ماذا أيها السجان أخلع؟ فأنا حاف ولم يبق لدي غير أسمال لباس داخلي وبقايا نفس في رئتي، قال لي أنك حي وحديد صدئت أقفاله من دمائي ودماء الراحلين، إنني أخلع ماذا أيها السجان ماذا؟ وإذا صوت يدوي من بعيد من مثل أصوات الرعاة الغاضبين، حمل الموت إلي من فؤادي ليدي، قال هيا علقوه وانزعوا عنه الحديد، فلقد آن الأوان، قلت ربي لا أمان، هي قربان فخذها يا وطن، إنما القربان روح، إنما القربان روح، قمم نحن ولسنا كالسفوح، وتغشاني الأمان عندما قلت وطن، وأنا ألهج بالذكر الحكيم، سورة ما زلت حيا، آية ما زلت حيا، ثم أخرى وتهاويت إلى الأرض شهيد، وتهاويت إلى الأرض شهيد. شكرا جزيلا.
أحسنت.
آسف لإطالة لأن النص طويل.
Yes, it's a documentary poem of the torture of those days. Yeah, he said sorry for the length of the poem. It's a long poem. شكرا جزيلا أستاذ أبو أحمد. Let me read the translation of the poem. It is, the title of the poem is Psalms at the Altar of Martyrdom. One day at dawn, a paper was sent to my mother to sign. Report at once, no word, nor a decision to be taken, no apology be allowed. I knew nothing then, but there was she, so worried to see my signature. At the bottom of the paper, with faint groan, she was carried along to the nearest hospital, nothing but an echo of a scream, unanswered in the horizon. There am I, wondering, where am I? Locked behind bars, small windows, deforming the light of the day. Damped walls with pale inscriptions showing addresses and names of unknown men, telling memories scattered everywhere around. Line by line I began to read. I'll be executed at dawn. Adieu, my darling. Ali. They cut off Canal's hand. Sam's too. Raped Bushra. Adieu. I will be executed at dawn. Salah. Then faint blood, smearing Salah's name there, with traces of her stuck onto the wall. Dates, addresses, and slogans, so many there, with a list of pale names. I have learnt it by heart, of 1,000 martyrs written 10 years ago by an old man. Departed then to Nahrawan. This is a place near to Baghdad. Departed then to Nahrawan. O sand of Nahrawan, the remnants of the traces of vigor. We worship one whom they do not. Our work is not like theirs. Look, they are coming. Oh, the killers have come. Oh, night, the rascals are here. Wonder who will pass to the scaffold. Footsteps, noises of guns, murmur, deep echo, and apprehension. They are coming. Violently, they knocked at the door. Violently, they knocked at the heart. Like ghosts of death, they drew near with whips, bats, and shackles. Perplexed, we crowded together at a corner, embraced by a new altar, which we huddled, weeping each in his own hands. Here, their master picked me up among the crowd of patient men, among the crowd of the scared. Stand up, said he. Like a nail, I stood up and then walked. Death was walking along with me. Oh, how heavy its footsteps there were. How heavy its footsteps were. Like a knife challenged my ribs. A ring of warders round there with guns and shackles. How dirty they were. Traces of food do still appear on one's moustache. Scraping hard his hair with a hand. Shirt half open like a hose. The warder thundered, and dress yourself. And dress yourself. And safe I felt in all my being. Bewildered then, looked left and right, and so sat down. What should I take off, O warder? I am barefooted, with none but a rag of some underwear, a bit of a breath in my lungs, and irons rested with the blood of mine and of those who had passed away. What to take off, O warder? What? Then an echo coming afar, like voices of angry savages, carrying death along to me, from heart to hand. Come on, boys, hand him over. Away with the irons, away with the irons. There's come the moment. Oh God, no peace, I said. It's my soul, a sacrifice for you, my homeland. We are as mountains, not as valleys, absorbed with peace, as I mentioned the words, my homeland. Started then to read holy verses from the Quran. The first I read, but is still alive. The second, I'm still alive. The third, I fell around, a martyr on the ground. Thank you for listening to me.
شكرا جزيلا.
To the spirit of God. Shukran. Thank you very much. Now we have reached the last station on this happy night. At this night enlightened by your presence. The last speaker of tonight is Wahab Sharif. Wahab Sharif. Where are you, Wahab? I'm mute. Where is Wahab? وهاب أني ميوت. وخر الميوت وهاب. وخر الكتم. Yes. Go ahead. We are all ears to you.
مساء الورد، هل تسمعني؟
Yes. نسمعك. مساء الورد. شكرا. We can hear you.
ويناسبني أن أضحك عند الساعات الأولى للصبح المبتل بأطفال يهمس واحدهم للآخر. هذا يضحك وهذا يضحك. هذا يضحك مثل فراغات بين الأسنان، مثل سذاجتنا المطبوخة. هذا يضحك هذا، وكأن البلدية رقت لعصافير القرية، وكأن المصباح يحدق في حسرتنا في باحة دار مشاكسة الأولاد المنفعلين. هذا يضحك من هول خسارات طافت حوله، يضحك من شدة ما مات. ويناسبني أن أزعل ما بين سطور الدم بكل استبداد المغرورين. أولم تشعر أهدابي بالظلم وبالأحلام المتسخة؟ ويناسبني أن أستهلك أحزاني نهرا ليكون الليل مليئا بالقطط الراضية المرضية. ويناسبني أن أصطاد غواياتي بلدا ليكون قميصي جزءا مني ويناسبني أن أتمرن كيف أموت، لأكون نفسي في الغيب، لأشيد سنبلة للمغلوبين العشاق من الشيب. ويناسبني أن أقرأ في مصحف أحزاني ما يأتي من وجع وتجارب شتى. ويناسبني أن يفهمني فاهم ويصفق حين أقطعني. ويناسبني جدا أن أرمي أتعابي للنهر، لأني أعرف من يشرب مر العمر ولا يستلقي إلا عند حماقته الأولى. شكرا جزيلا.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. شكرا جزيلا وهاب. شكرا جزيلا.
شكرا جزيلا ومساء الورد عليكم. شكرا لهذا الجهد ولهذا العمل الدؤوب الجيد.
الله يعزك ويحفظك. شكرا جزيلا. Let me read the translation, dear friends. Actually, I am not happy to that we are reaching the last moments of this happy evening. But every beginning has an end. But actually, it is a new beginning. It's not an end. Let me read the translation of the poem by Wahab Sharif. Wahab Sharif is a poet from Najaf, born 1961, editor of the cultural magazine of Al-Manahil. He has BSc in journalism media from the University of Baghdad, member of the Peace and Solidarity Council. Mr. Sharif won a number of prizes in Iraq. He published up to now about 19 or more poetry collections. I think I need to be updated. The poem, Good for me. Good for me to laugh to the early morning, wet by children, whispering to one another. That one is laughing like vacancy between teeth, like our cooked naivety that is laughing. And this, as if the municipality felt sympathy for the sparrows of the town. The lamp stirred into our agonies in the house yard, and naughtiness of excited boys. That one is laughing off horrible losses haunting him, of how hard he had already died. Good for me to feel angry among the lines of tears, with all oppression of snobs. Haven't my eyelashes felt injustice and the smeared dreams? Good for me to use up my sadness rivers one by one, so that the night would be full of satisfied pleasing cats. Good for me to hunt my temptations from my country to another. For my shirt to be just a part of me, to be myself in the unknown, to grow up a spike for the lovers stricken by white hair. Good for me to read in my sadness book what to come of pain and various experiences. Good for me to be understood by someone who claps when I cut myself up. Good for me to throw my tires into the river, for I know who would suck the sorrow of my age and never lie down but at his sweetest follies. Thank you very much.
شكرا جزيلا. شكرا جزيلا.
Dear friends from the US and from Iraq, we have enjoyed this. For me, it's a wonderful night with you and enlightened by your bright presence, actually. I hope it will not be the last, and I hope this will open up the gate for more cooperation and for more sessions like this. If anyone has something to say, we are all ears to his comments in a few words, in a few minutes. بالعربي شكرا جزيلا لكم بهذه الأمسية المضاءة بوجودكم. إن كان لديكم أي تعليق قصير نحن سعداء بالاستماع إليكم. أعتقد طالت الجلسة فبعضكم يريد أن يستريح. If there is no comment,
جزيلا لكم للجهود المبذولة.
Thank you to every one of us.
نلتقي قريبا إن شاء الله.
شكرا لجميع المشاركين. جلسة كبيرة وعظيمة، وأشكر الأستاذ حسين ناصر جبر على ترجمة هذه القصائد الرائعة أولا، وثانيا على إدارته لهذه الجلسة الكبيرة في رأيي. شكرا أستاذ سهيل نجم لأنه جعلنا نراه مرة أخرى. Thank you so much for all the poets. They participate today in this beautiful evening. I wish to see you again, Mr. Brian, Mr. David, Mr. William, and Ms. Raida in a new webinar, and see you with love and peaceful. Thank you again.
شكرا جزيلا لك ولكل كلماتك الجميلة.
شكرا جزيلا لهذا الجمال. شكرا جزيلا لهذا الجمال.
Thank you for this beauty. Thank you for this big evening, for this webinar, for this wonderful presence of all those
Actually, I'm not. Excuse me. May I add a word if you don't mind?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Actually, I'm not a poet, but I'm interested in poetry. The Arabic poetry, actually. But from all these poems that I heard now, I can gather some conceptual metaphors in each poem. For example, in the first poem from Mr. Brian, I think, The Lantern, I gathered 7 conceptual metaphors and 3 embediments. And also, yes, I'm here to gathering some embediments and image schemas from all these poems. Actually, I'm very fond of this, and it's very interesting, and really I enjoy the setting. Thank you very much, sir, for inviting me to this marvelous poems setting. And if you want to tell me some of these conceptual metaphors, اللانترن قبل أن يحملها اللامرئية عند الشفق. Actually, this is the first one. أسطول هادئ من الصلاة التي تسمى من الظلمة عفوا، مربوطة في كرسي بالمرج. Here we have conceptual metaphors so exquisite. صنعها منطاد ليهرب به في الفضاء. It's so great. أيضا عندنا بعض باللغة العربية أيضا كانوا موفقين، وكانت من الروعة جدا إنها حروفها حروف ما لها منصدى وطرق القلب بعنف مثل إشباح المنى. So I do enjoy this setting. Thank you very much, Doctor, for this inviting.
لو سمحتوا لي رجاء ثانية نشار إلى الموقع الذي سيتم به نشر هذه الأمسية الرائعة. رجاء.
احنا سجلنا هذا، وإن شاء الله سنعلمكم. We have recorded this big night, and we are going to make some refinement to it, and we will send it to you one by one, and we will see where to. You are free to upload it to any size you like. You are free to do that. Thank you again. This is the first and will not be the last, I hope. Mr. Brian, Mr. William, Mr. Kadam, Mr. Imad, Mr. David Sullivan, Mr. Suhail Najim, all of you, thank you very much. And let's meet again. Let's meet again. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. شكرا جزيلا، شكرا لهذا الجمال.